Hello everyone. Welcome to Zen Go. I'm Vincent. Today, I want to share with you a jaw-dropping true story that will completely shatter everything you thought you knew about cults. Picture this. What if a group of billionaires, doctors, and mayors suddenly decided to commit mass suicide? Sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel, right? But this actually happened in Switzerland in 1994, orchestrated by a mysterious organization called the Order of the Solar Temple. Who do you think is most susceptible to cult brainwashing? Unemployed workers? Lonely, elderly people? If that's what you're thinking, this story is about to completely flip your understanding upside down. The Solar Temple's target demographic was actually the most successful, wealthy, and influential people in society. The beginning of tragedy. On October 4th, a luxury mansion in Canada suddenly caught fire. When firefighters arrived at the scene, they discovered several bodies in the rubble, 3 of them shot in the head. On that same day, 2 locations in Switzerland also experienced mysterious fires. When police arrived at the scene, they witnessed something absolutely shocking. Dozens of bodies, dressed in medieval, Templar knight costumes, arranged in perfect circles, like some kind of religious ritual. The backgrounds of these victims were stunning. Among them was a famous Swiss doctor who owned multiple private clinics and earned over $1 million annually. There was also a Canadian mayor with extensive political connections and prestige. The victims even included an Olympic gold medalist who had retired and was running a successful sporting goods company. These weren't your typical vulnerable people. They had money, power, and social status. The Dream Team, an evil alliance of 2 con artists. The 2 founders of the Solar Temple, Joseph de Mambro and Luc Jouret, were basically the Dream Team of the con artist world. De Mambro was originally a jeweler, but his real talent lay in selling dreams. This guy had extraordinary charisma and persuasive power. He was tall, handsome, eloquent, and always wore the most expensive suits. More importantly, he had this ability to read people's hearts. He could understand someone's weaknesses, needs, and fears in a short time, then provide targeted solutions. Jouret was a retired military doctor who began studying various forms of alternative medicine after leaving the service. He claimed to have mastered the secrets of homeopathy and could treat diseases with extremely diluted medications. His background as a military doctor gave him certain authority in the medical field. He often wore white coats and filled his office with medical books and certificates. The carefully packaged elite game, the 2 created an organization that sounded incredibly prestigious. The Knights of the Solar Temple. The Knights Templar represents honor, mystery, power, and aristocratic spirit in Western culture. For successful people feeling spiritually empty, in modern society, becoming a modern Templar Knight was undoubtedly a huge temptation. They meticulously designed a complete organizational structure and ritual system. New members had to pass through multiple tests, gradually advancing from candidate to knight, master, and ultimately solar master. Each level had corresponding costumes, badges, and special privileges. This gamified design gave members a strong sense of belonging and achievement. Cosmic mythology wrapped in science. Their doctrine blended Christianity, Hinduism, astrology, Theosophy, and more. According to them, the human soul is immortal, and the body is just a temporary vessel. Through special cultivation, people could evolve into solar masters and live on the star Sirius. The brilliance of this theoretical system lay in its scientific packaging. Jouret frequently quoted concepts from physics and astronomy, quantum mechanics, relativity, black hole theory, and so on. He claimed that modern science had already confirmed the authenticity of ancient mystical knowledge. For highly educated, successful people, this scientific religious theory was very convincing. They also created a complex cosmology. Earth was about to face a great catastrophe, and only true solar masters could survive the disaster and travel to Sirius to establish a new civilization. The psychological trap of scarcity marketing. The Solar Temple employed a very clever marketing strategy: scarcity. Unlike other cults that broadly recruited followers, they set extremely high barriers. Want to join? First, you need money. Then, you need to pass multiple screenings. Finally, you have to participate in various mysterious rituals. This approach actually heightened wealthy people's interest, because the harder something is to get, the more valuable it seems. The financial barriers to joining the Solar Temple were staggering. New members had to pay entrance fees of tens of thousands of dollars, then regularly donate large amounts of money. But for these wealthy individuals, money actually became a way to prove their devotion. The internal hierarchy also reinforced this exclusivity. High-ranking members enjoyed various privileges, participating in secret rituals, gaining inside knowledge, direct communication with solar masters, and so on. This design created intense competitive psychology among members, the fatal allure of spiritual emptiness. The Solar Temple also exploited modern society's sense of loneliness. While these successful people had achieved great career success, they often lacked true friends and confidants. The Solar Temple provided them with a tight-knit community where they could find like-minded people. The organization's ritual design was also very sophisticated. They frequently held secret gatherings in castles or luxury estates where participants wore specially made robes, lit candles, and recited ancient incantations. These rituals created a mysterious, yet solemn atmosphere that made participants feel like they were experiencing something extraordinary. The insane finale, the 1,994 mass suicide, shocked the world. In the months leading up to the incident, some members began questioning the organization's doctrine, demanding to leave and retrieve their donated funds. Mambro and Jouret felt unprecedented pressure, fearing the organization's secrets would be exposed. Under these circumstances, they made an insane decision: activate the final transformation plan. They told members that Earth's doomsday was imminent, and only through flame transformation could they reach Sirius. Some members were forced to die, including those who tried to escape, and their children. Others actively chose death, truly believing they were about to travel to a better world. Deep reflection. This tragedy reveals a profound truth. Wealth and status don't make people immune to psychological manipulation. Successful people are easily deceived for several reasons: overconfidence, habits of quick decision-making, lack of time to carefully verify information, and the need to seek relief from enormous social pressure. The Solar Temple story also reveals deeper problems in modern society. In an era of extreme material abundance, people are more prone to spiritual emptiness. When basic survival needs are met, people begin seeking higher levels of fulfillment, and this need is often exploited by those with ulterior motives. This group psychological phenomenon is called groupthink. When a person joins a group, they often gradually lose the ability to think independently and begin unconditionally accepting the group's views and decisions. Even entrepreneurs who are very shrewd in business can become blindly obedient once they join such an organization. True wisdom isn't blindly believing so-called masters, but maintaining a rational spirit of skepticism. When an organization or individual claims to possess ultimate truth and demands you abandon everything to follow them, this is usually a dangerous signal. True spiritual growth should be a gradual, rational process. It doesn't require you to abandon family, property, or social relationships, nor does it require blind obedience to some authority. Any organization that tries to isolate you from the outside world and make you abandon independent thinking deserves our highest vigilance. Alright, that's our story for today. If you found this content interesting, remember to like and subscribe, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.